Hello, my friends. The president of Guyana has sent shockwaves through the Caribbean, the USA, the UK, Canada, and even Guyana when he announced that all nurses who are citizens of Guyana who return home will be well paid. They will be paid a lucrative salary to match their salary that they're being paid abroad. And this news is breaking coming out of Guyana because it's the first in history that a president of Guyana would have made an announcement to ask its citizens to move back home and pay them salaries that they would normally make living in the UK, the US, Canada, or anywhere else in the world. Welcome back to my channel, my friends. Thank you for returning. And this news is being carried by the Jamaican Observer. And I will let you know exactly what this is saying. This news was released on the 14th of August this year, and it headlines and says thousands of nurses to be incentivized to return home to Guyana. Why is this important, my friends? Because a lot of people leave Guyana to look work to make more money because the pay rate in Guyana is very low. Cost of living in Guyana is low, but the pay is very low. So this is a game changer. The president will offer high salaries to nurses, and who knows who else will receive high salaries, but they're starting with nurses. And this news is coming out of Georgetown, Guyana, and it says President of Guyana Irfan Ali says thousands of overseas based Guyanese nurses who left for higher salaries could begin returning home to take up lucrative job offers. Late Wednesday this week, during a campaign meeting ahead of the 1st of September election day, Ali announced and said once his party is returned to office, many of the overseas based Guyanese nurses would return before 2030. This is what he's saying. The nurses will return before 2030 because of lucrative salaries that will be offered. And he is saying this is what President Ali said, and I quote, within the next 5 years, where all the nurses who left, they are going to come back because what we are going to give our nurses here will make no sense for them to be anywhere else. This is what the president said. And this is what he went on to say as well, and I quote, they're coming back because we are building stronger and better. And Guyana today is a land of opportunities, he added. Earlier this year, the government faced backlash after deciding to hire foreign nurses and pay them lucrative salaries compared to their local counterparts. Oh, this is why the plan has well, it's good that a president listens to his people and make changes. This is what a government is all about. They get feedback and they make changes. Although nurses and other medical professionals salaries were increased in 2022, they still opted to take up offers mainly in the United Kingdom and the United States. So the president is saying even though he increased salaries in 2022, A lot of Guyanese nurses still took up salaries in the USA and the UK because of the high currency rate. The exodus of nurses is not confined to Guyana. Recently, the Barbados government hired Ghanaian nurses, and in Dominica, retirees were rehired to fill vacancies. Meanwhile, the Caribbean Community CARICOM Assistant Secretary General Alison Drayton told the opening of the 52nd Annual General Meeting of Regional Nursing Body in Bridgetown, Barbados, that the region continues to face a critical shortage in nurses and midwives. With the State of the World's Nursing Report in 2025 showing that 1 in 7 nurses globally were practicing outside of the country of their birth. She said that underscores a growing dependence on foreign-born nurses within high-income countries. And this news, Drayton went on to say, and I quote, "The dynamic poses a significant challenge to developing and sustainability of healthcare systems in low and middle income countries like those within our region. Accordingly, it's imperative that the region substantially increase its investment in the education, recruitment, and retention of nurses and midwives to safeguard the resilience and effectiveness of our healthcare workforce." This is what Drayton said, and this is what she said. And Drayton is, let me let you know who this lady is. She is, I think, the president of the nursing organization. But this story is interesting, my friends, and this is important because Guyana has a low cost of living. So if Guyana offers its foreign nurses who are in the UK, US, and Canada high salaries, even though it may be less, if it's anywhere close to what they're making in the UK, the US, or Canada, definitely they will move back home. Why? Because the cost of living in the US, UK, and Canada will be substantially higher than the cost of living in Guyana. They will have to rent, they will have to pay around $1,000 US, £1,000, 1,000 Canadian dollars a month to rent. Not only that, they will have to maybe get a car because nurses have to travel a lot. Can't rely on the buses so much. Nurses, the shifts of a nurse is up and down, so they will have to get transportation, food, bills. So by the time they deduct all of that from their high salaries in the UK, the US, or Canada, they may be going home with nothing, or they will maybe just working to pay bills. But in Guyana, most likely they will have land, family home. The cost of living will be much lower. So even though they might not be making as much money, if they're making anywhere close or a reasonable salary, they will choose to go back home to Guyana because the money that they will have left remaining after their living expenses will be much more than that if they were living in the UK, the US, or Canada. And that is the reason why people work. People don't work just to pay bills. People work to save money, to make money so that they can do other things with their money. So these are things that the Guyanese nurses will take into consideration when deciding to move back home. If I was them, I would do it. Better to be home and making money than to be in a foreign country paying bills, working from paycheck to paycheck. So this news is coming out of Guyana. The president has promised to implement it directly after the election. The election in Guyana is the 1st of September this year. I think the election in Jamaica is close by as well. I think the 3rd of September. Let me know if you're watching from Jamaica. Let me know when is your election. I think it's the 3rd of September. So Guyana is booming. Guyana is self-sufficient with food. They have a lot of oil in Guyana. So the cost of living and the economy is growing and the cost of living is going down. So salaries will be increasing in Guyana. So I will not be surprised if the president of Guyana announced that all citizens who have skills they needed back home to help to build the country. So come back home. Go back home to Guyana. That is why the president is so confident, because he knows living abroad is high expenses compared to home in Guyana. Let me know where you're watching from. If you're watching for the first time, please consider subscribing to the channel. The mission of this channel is to bridge the gap between the African continent and the African diaspora, because we're one people separated by a brutal transatlantic slave trade and colonialism. But we're coming back together, stronger than ever before. You can support this channel by joining the channel and becoming a channel member. The link is in this description box. Click the link and join the channel and sign up to become a channel member. I would like to say thank you to all my channel members. I also have a travel channel. Just a few days ago I did a travel video where I walked through the village and I showed lots of fruits all around, how to live for free in the Caribbean. That was the name of that video. The link is in this description box. Beyond Travel, go on over and check out my travel channel and you'll get an idea how to live for free in the Caribbean. Lots of fruits all around in my village. And just today, a friend of mine, while coming home from the gym, a friend of mine gave me 2 breadfruit, and that's free food I'm gonna be cooking very, very soon. Go on over and check out that channel, my travel channel. Make sure to subscribe to this channel first, though this is my main channel. On this channel I react to breaking news that affect the African continent and the African diaspora, because the mission of my channel is we are one people separated by a brutal European Transatlantic Slave Trade and colonialism. But those days are over. My friends, I will be getting deep into matters of national interest. On this channel I talk about a lot of politics, but in real life I will be getting myself involved in politics as well. Seriously, seriously involved. And with your support, we can take it home to victory. As the days go by, the weeks go by, I will let you know, give you an update on what's happening. But for now, it's in the early stages, but I will be making an announcement very soon on my next job of contesting an election, my friends. I am not only a YouTuber where I bring to you the information on YouTube, on the ground, government policy. I will be getting deeply involved in it. So I will be here, there, and everywhere, my friends. And that is what we have to do, my friends. We have to take back our countries from the puppet governments, the governments that only are there to please the Western powers. We have to say no more. Our people deserve to be empowered. I will ensure that our people are empowered. We're going to give back Caribbean and Africa to its rightful owners, the people that live, that were born and raised in these islands and Africa. So stay tuned, my friends. My name is Beyond. This is Beyond Uncut, and I will see you again tomorrow in the next video. Much love and bye-bye.